Hi there, thanks for listening to this video. This is about why you should go with Stratopos versus another POS provider. I appreciate it's a tough decision. Certainly when I was running a retail store for over a decade, I know that if I listened to every vendor that walked into the store, either selling me lighting or flooring or some other part of shop fit out, new pin pads for the FPOS machines, computer systems, the latest, greatest staff training, an improvement to the website. I know that I would have spent 4 times as much revenue as my store made. So I appreciate that the amount of money you've got to spend on any system, including a point of sale system, is limited, and likewise is your time. Um, I know the best way to figure out what's the best point of sale or the best website for you would be to spend 6 months with each of the different software packages you're looking at. Test them fully, because it'll only be in 6 months that you can actually understand if it works for you, if it works for your store, if it works for your business. Obviously, the problem is no one has 6 months to spend, but what you've also got is every point of sale vendor and website vendor telling you how great their system is, and that it'll work perfectly for you, and you should just buy it right now and stop your search. So what am I going to say that's different that makes sense for you? Well, I'll just keep chatting about a few things. Hopefully you can see that my background is not in software development, even though I own a software company. My background is in 12 or 13 years I owned a retail chain of 3 stores. Got up to turnover a couple $1 million, including $1 million of web sales, and had 25 staff at some point at peak periods. It was crazy. It was fun. It was busy. But I learned a lot. One of the things I certainly learned was that I loathe integrations. I'm not a fan of having one computer system have to speak to another, and that's because that is a complex process, and it is also expensive, and it tends to break, and often it doesn't go as smooth as it should. So we've spent a vast amount of effort developing a system that it's one system that runs your point of sale, and it also runs your website, but there's no actual integration. I'm not sure if everybody appreciates what I mean by that. So let me show you. We'll pop over here to a test website. I'll just log out so I can show you what I mean. So here's the home page for the website, and both customers and staff and admin users all log in the same spot. So there's the login there, and it looks the same for everybody. So it's quite simple. So you don't have to go to 2 different places to get into 2 different systems. It's just one system. There's just one login, and now we're in the back end of the system where we can drive everything. One of the advantages of having just one system is that I suspect you can appreciate that if you're going to run a good website that gets you a handful of orders every day and starts to be as valuable as your actual store, it's going to need a bit of staff resource. That doesn't mean you necessarily want to hire someone at 20 hours a week or whatever it might be to run your whole website. It would be much better if the staff that are already running your store on their downtime, when there's no customers in the store, when they have a bit of a break from serving in-store customers, they can get onto the website, deal with all the website orders, add a few new products that have come into the range, and keep running both the store and the website. Keep all the website margin, but not introduce a whole bunch of or any additional expense. So in the back end here, we'll just pop back onto the front end and show you quickly the sell page. Very straightforward here on the sell page. Over here on the left, if a customer came and was going to return something, you'd put the order number here. Would bring up the whatever items were sold on that order, and then you could add new items to the order here. You can scan in here by barcode, or you can type it and look it up, whichever way you want. It goes in pretty quick. If you and here there's a vast amount of functionality over here on the right. It is the whole pause. It is the whole sell screen. If you wanted to add a discount by line, you could do it here. You can do this discount by percent or by a $% You can straight up edit the price there if you didn't want to put a discount on it. That will fire off a warning email to a warning email address. And if you had a bunch of stores, you can drop down and see what's in stock at the other stores and change where the stock was coming from. Say the person wanted to pick it up at a different store, you could just take the money at the store that they're at, the customer's at in front of you, run it, but designate the stock from a different store, and then give that store a call. And when the person drives over to that store, they just pick it up, and all the stock works properly, and all the calculations work properly. Over here, we can also discount by for the entire order by a straight dollar discount or percentage discount. Someone's flying out that day and says they are entitled to not pay any GST or tax. You can put a tax override here on a product if you wanted. Likewise, here you would choose whether you want if you want to make this a layaway sale or an invoice. You just click on the button and it flips over. Most of this time in a store, it's straight cash sale, straightforward. Split sale, pretty straightforward. Likewise, if you wanted to assign this order to a customer and have the receipt emailed, this is where you'd bang it in. And if they walked in and wanted the product shipped somewhere, you could put a delivery address in there also. And of course, we've got notes. And so lots of power on this page. But that's the same as all good POS systems would have all of these good features, and they should all be nice and easy and straightforward to use. And we're no different. We think ours might be slightly better, but it is a POS system. Of course, it sells stuff. But let's talk about the stuff that makes Stratopos a little bit different and better, and why I certainly think you should consider using Stratopos as your point of sale and website software. So let's pop onto the back end here. We've already talked about that. There's one place to log in, and we've done that. Let's just go manage some customers. And the beauty here is these are all the customers. So whether it is in-store customers or online customers, they're all in this list. Let's see if I can find myself. So there I am, and we can go edit me, and there's all the details. So that's the same page, same spot, whether it's a customer that ordered online from Europe or whether it's a customer that walked in that lives a block away from your store. It's all in one spot, and you can manage them here if they walk into the store or over the phone. Likewise, if I want to take a look at any of the orders that I've done, so this page here, I just clicked on it here. This was the under transactions, under sales. So every sale is on this page, whether it's through any of your stores or online. They're all on this list here, so you can find them. And if we search by customer again for me, and there's all the orders that I've done as a test customer. 8 orders, one of which was done in store. It was a layaway, and then 7 that were test orders that were done online. And so again, this is a very powerful page because it searches all sales, deals with all sales. So there's a whole bunch of search functionality, and then a bunch of functionality over here that deals with laybys and invoices. And like a good, strong point of sale system, we can also we can complete sales by invoice, and we can also provide statements to customers, and then receive all the payments for batch. If a customer has 6 invoice payments and they pay you all at once in one hit, you can process that payment all straight through the POS all properly, and it works nicely like a good point of sale should. The last thing I'd like to talk about is products. And so here are the products on the back end, and again, the point being, you don't have to log into a website to deal with website products, and you don't have to log into the POS to deal with POS ones, and then a whole bunch of POS vendors will say yes, they have a website integration, and yes, they talk perfectly to each other. And my answer to that is I don't believe it. That there might be an integration. How the question is always how well does it work, and it cannot work as good as what I'm showing you here, because what I'm showing you is not an integration. There is just one page. It's right in front of us here, and it is where you deal with all the products, whether it's an online product or just an in-store product. And let me just show you. If we go to create a product here, so I'll just put a code in, and we're ready to roll. I just click on create a product, and that product gets created. And if I was for some reason creating a product that I didn't want to have on the website, I would just change this from yes to no, and then the store staff can find it when they search, and they can sell it in store, but no one can order it actually online. My recommendation would be that just about every product should always be also on the website. It just makes for extra advertising and makes more sense. But if you had some product that was, you're selling something that's been broken and it's cracked in half and it's a one-off, and you don't want to sell it online because you're worried someone's going to complain that they didn't realize it was broken or it's not suitable for shipping or something, that might be a reason to make it not visible on the website. So that's all. There's 3 or 4 good reasons why Stratopos is quite different from most other POS vendors, and why I think you should take a further look at our software. And I certainly strongly recommend that you sign up for a test store. It doesn't cost anything, and then you can have a bit more of a play around, have a chat with us, and show you a whole bunch more great features that are unique to our software that I think make us probably the best contender. Thank you.